To the fifth story. This one ought to be very interesting because this one has to do with Florida. And y'all already know when we hear about Florida in the news, it's something wild, right? Well, not to shy away from that. This one is called Florida Devil Worshipping. Friends noticed that Daniel Harkins. Oh no, that's not. Is that? No, that's Danielle. My bad, y'all. Friends noticed that Danielle Harkins, a 35-year-old school teacher near St. Peter's, Florida, started acting. First of all, whoa. Teacher. This is who is around our kids, people. Started acting strangely in June of 2012, developing an interest in demonic rituals. Nigga, what? I guess she was like, because this was back when people thought this was definitely around the time when people thought the world was going to end in 2012. It's supposed they had ended in December of 2012, so she probably was like, fuck it. You only got one life. I'm finna live it to the fullest and do something very foolish. So she, in 2012 in June, she started developing an interest in demonic rituals. Soon after, she was arrested for abuse of 7 of her former students, as the Tampa Bay Times reported. Danielle Harkins told the kids they needed to rid their bodies of demons as the group gathered before dusk Saturday around a small fire near the St. Petersburg Pier. They should cut their skin to let the evil spirits out, police said she told the children. Then they needed to burn the wounds to ensure that those spirits would not return. When Harkins held a lighter to one teen's hand, wind blew the flame out, police said. So that was God right there. That was God like, don't touch my children. Like, nah, for real. Like, God tried to save him. He tried. He was like, don't do it. That is hilarious to be outside. I'm sorry. Y'all gotta understand, I be thinking of some crazy stuff. But anyway, going back to the story, when Harkins held a lighter to one of the teens' hand, wind blew the flame out, police said. That prompted her to douse his hands in perfume before setting it on fire. The boy suffered second-degree burns, police said. Another teen was cut on the neck with a broken bottle, police said. Harkins used a flame to heat a small key, which she then used to put on the wound. I guess to like stop the bleeding and everything. The police were notified because a friend of one of the students who participated in the ritual raised alarms. However, none of the students themselves told their parents about the event or would comment following the arrest of Harkins for aggressive battery and child abuse. Okay, first of all, let's stop the story here. because as a parent, I'm low-key getting triggered. Because they didn't tell their parents. Teenagers, right? They do things they not gonna tell you do. When you was a teenager, there's a lot of things you did you ain't tell your parents, right? But as the parents, y'all won't checking your kid. You won't paying attention to the fact that your kid had 2nd-degree burns on his hands, or your child was cut on the neck and burned. Like you weren't a parent enough to pay attention to that. Like it's like my kids can't even get little bumps on them without me noticing. So how could you not pay attention to that? Probably the idea, one is, I don't want to say that. Probably the idea that they probably had in their heads, you a kid, you probably did something stupid. You probably was trying to light up a cigarette or a blunt or something and you burned your hand. Maybe they had that on their mind, but the cut on the neck though, I'm at least concerned because it's like, was that self-inflicted? Was somebody trying to harm you? Is a cut and a burn? We need to figure this out. What was going on in your mind? You know, what was happening? That again, that triggered me. I'm sorry, y'all. As a parent, I would be worried about that. But so, as like I said, however, none of the students themselves told their parents about the events or would comment following the arrest of Harkins for aggravated battery and child abuse. NBC reported investigators said they spoken to Harkins, but she didn't spell out what type of religion would require such a drastic measure. She hasn't informed us exactly what she was trying to accomplish with this. I guess this was a police officer who said this in St. Petersburg. I want to say his name is Puetz, Puetz. I'm butchering names, y'all. I'm sorry. Forgive me, y'all. If your name is that too, I'm sorry. You can type out how I'm supposed to pronounce it or something. I don't see names like I definitely don't see this name on a regular, so I don't know it. I'm not trying to butcher the name on purpose. Yeah, I'm wondering too, like they said, to end the story off, they were saying that they spoke with her, but she didn't spell out exactly what type of religion would require that. And I'm trying to figure that out too, because if they said that she got into basically like devil worshiping and she started finding interest in demonic rituals, I guess the main question that I would have is, if it was devil worshipping or demonic rituals, why was she telling the kids that they have demons inside of them and they need to do this to get the demons out? But again, it could be just all trickery. It could have been something that was going to later lead to something worse. I don't know. The good news is the kids are good. I believe the kids are still good. They didn't follow up on story or anything. So I'm just going to end this off with believing that the children are okay and they're safe. Probably living their adulthood now. And, yeah, she's behind bars because, man, that was a wild one, y'all. That was a wild one. Let me know what y'all think about that. Put it in the comments. Let me know.
Ricochet.